The little firefly, who couldn't glow deep in a lush green meadow, where tall blades of grass tickled the bellies of sleepy cows and colorful wildflowers danced in the gentle breeze, lived a little firefly named Flicker. Flicker was a happy little bug, always buzzing around with excitement. He loved to chase butterflies with wings like stained glass and listen to the crickets sing their nightly lullabies. But Flicker had a secret that made his little firefly heart feel heavy. Unlike all the other fireflies in the meadow, Flicker couldn't glow. Every evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in shades of orange and purple, the other fireflies would begin to twinkle. Their tiny lights would blink on and off, creating a magical spectacle in the twilight. Flicker would watch them, his little antennae drooping with sadness. He would try his best to light up, wiggling his abdomen and concentrating with all his might. He would puff himself up, take deep breaths, and even try shaking himself a little. But no matter how hard he tried, no spark would ever appear. The other fireflies were kind. They never teased Flicker, but he could see the curious looks in their shiny black eyes. Sometimes they would try to help him. "Maybe you need to eat more dewdrops, Flicker," suggested a bright firefly named Sparkle. Another, called Flash, said, "Perhaps you need to practice more in the daytime." Flicker tried everything they suggested. He ate so many dewdrops his tummy felt like a water balloon. He practiced lighting, up under the warm sunshine until he felt dizzy. But still, no glow. One night, feeling particularly discouraged, Flicker flew away from the other fireflies. He landed on a large velvety leaf under the shade of an old oak tree. He sighed a tiny firefly sigh. "Why can't I glow?" he whispered to himself. Suddenly, he heard a small sniffle. Flicker looked around and saw a tiny caterpillar curled up on the edge of the leaf, tears glistening on its fuzzy green skin. "What's wrong?" Flicker asked gently. The caterpillar looked up, its many tiny eyes wide with worry. "I'm lost," it squeaked. "I was trying to reach the juiciest leaf on the tallest branch, but I can't see where I'm going in the dark." Flicker felt a pang of sympathy for the little caterpillar. He knew what it felt like to be different, to have something you couldn't do. An idea sparked in his little firefly brain. "Wait here," Flicker said. He might not be able to glow, but he could still see. His big, round eyes were excellent at navigating the darkness. Flicker carefully crawled to the edge of the leaf and looked around. He could just make out the silhouette of the tall oak tree and the faint outline of its branches against the darkening sky. "Follow my voice," Flicker called out to the caterpillar. He began to crawl slowly along the leaf, calling out directions in his tiny voice. "Go a little to your left. Now straight ahead. Careful. There's a bump." The little caterpillar slowly but surely followed Flicker's directions. It wiggled and squirmed, its tiny legs inching forward. Flicker kept talking, his voice a steady guide in the darkness. Finally, after what seemed like a long time, the caterpillar reached a large, juicy-looking leaf. It started munching happily. "Oh, thank you, the caterpillar said, its mouth full of leaf. "You helped me so much. You might not glow, but you have wonderful eyes." Flicker felt a warm feeling spread through his chest. It wasn't the same as a glow, but it felt just as bright. He had helped someone, even though he was different. Just then, Flicker heard the familiar twinkling of the other fireflies getting closer. They had noticed he was missing, and had come to look for him. "Flicker, where were you?" Sparkle asked, her light blinking anxiously. "We were worried," added Flash. Flicker explained how he had helped the lost caterpillar. The other fireflies listened intently, their lights dimming slightly in surprise. "Wow, Flicker," said a wise, old firefly named Elder Glow. You may not have a light of your own, but you used your other gifts to help someone in need. That's a very special kind of brightness. The other fireflies nodded in agreement. They had always thought Flicker was a kind little bug, but now they saw him in a new light. He might not shine outwardly, but he had a light inside, a light of kindness and helpfulness. From that night on, Flicker didn't feel so sad about not being able to glow. He realized that everyone has their own special talents. He used his excellent eyesight to help the other fireflies find the best sleeping spots and the juiciest dewdrop puddles. He became the meadow's best navigator in the dark, and sometimes, when the other fireflies were all twinkling together, Flicker would feel a warmth in his heart that was brighter than any light. He was Flicker, the little firefly who couldn't glow, but who shone in his own special way. The end.